Imagine you're at an international conference and your boss says to you, go in a room and make Palestinian and Israeli kids who are being influenced to become suicide bombers laugh. And you go in the room and a girl stands up and says, I live in a Palestinian refugee camp. I have no room for laughter. Another guy stands up and says, I'd rather burn an entire village than see another Jewish mother cry. What would you do in that moment? I didn't know what to do. I had no idea what to do that moment. I said, how can I help? What can I do? These kids have more pain than what I can experience. But the question is not that. What would you do? What would you do? What would you do? 3 years later, you're in LA. You're doing a workshop for abused and abandoned boys. You walk in the room and a kid named Dylan, a kid who's in a gang, a kid who's a drug dealer, walks up to you and says, get the hell out of here. We don't need you. And you can tell he's alpha male. Every other kid in the room is either someone who's being bullied or a kid that wants to be like him. And you have 1 hour to turn them around. 1 hour to completely shift their mindset. What would you do? What would you do? What would you do? Well, my name is Anand Chulani, and I've had the privilege, the blessing from God of working with over 40,000 kids from over 30 countries and working with kids like these, as well as kids here in India. Kids who get 91% on a test but are depressed. Why are they depressed? Because their friend got 92%. So the question is this, what does the kid, the student, have in common with the drug dealer? One simple thing, pain. And where does that pain come from? Separation. What is separation? The gap between who they think they are, who they think they need to be to get love and acceptance. Kids today want to be cool, they want to be hip, they want to be first in their class. They're doing everything they can to not be a geek. But the truth is this. The truth is this. Being a geek is what connects us. That's a part of ourselves that not only connects us, but allows us to use our unique gifts to connect to others. You don't believe me? I'll tell you about a friend of mine, 12-year-old boy, his father was a janitor, he grew up in a trailer, he'd go to bed every night trying to make funny faces for his friends. This is the same kid who would literally wear tap shoes to go to bed at night, to try to wake up in the night to cheer up his parents. Would he have a lot of friends? Would he be laughed at in school, be a clown? Well, this clown I think you know as an adult. A guy who makes $20 million a movie, Jim Carrey. How about another girl, 12 years old, who loved to sing, it was her passion to sing. She went to her teacher and said, I'd love to sing, I'd love to get in the choir. Her teacher says, no, you can't sing, you should never sing, you sing like a goat. How would that feel? Imagine what that feels like, to be ashamed, to be put down by your teacher for your passion. Well, I think most of you, I've guessed 80% of people in the room today have that goat's music on your iPod. You may know her as Shakira. I'll tell you about one other person, a little Indian boy who went to a school in England where he was bullied, where he was racially abused on a day-to-day basis, called a stupid packy. This same kid, who was the least likely to succeed at the age of 13, who was told by his English teacher, don't ever speak the English language, go back to whatever you speak. But the great thing is, I loved English. I didn't let that stop me. I loved it and said, you know what? If I use my geek-like intensity, I can do good at it. And with the grace of God, I went on. I went on to Georgetown University, where I graduated with a double degree in English, a double minor in psychology and theater, and voted one of the 15 most prominent students at Georgetown. I tell you this not to impress you, because the grace of God, I have the honor of being the first Indian to write for an American TV show and to create what is my passion, my mission, the LOL method, which uses laughter and play to help kids be confident and compassionate leaders, to get them to stand up and to own the part of themselves that's geeky in front of a room full of an audience, to proudly declare it. Something like this. I am a geek because I have a big nose. I am a geek because I used to be the kid in the corner who was scared. I am a geek because I used to be the kid who was scared, who felt alone, who felt a sense of separation. And I'm also a geek because that's what inspires me. That pain inspires me on a day-to-day basis to do what I do. Because every day I'm on this planet that I'm not working with children is a day I'm wasting on this planet. That is my mission. That's what I'm here to serve for. invite you, TEDsters, education specialists, I invite you right now, if we encourage children to tap into the part of themselves that's geeky, that's unique, that's different, if we can get them to celebrate the part of themselves that is geeky and get them celebrating others, we can get them to laugh with each other, not at each other. We can close this gap and we can empower them to be fearless and go after their dreams. Whether it's academics, whatever is in their imagination, we can get them to have the confidence to step up and own it as leaders of our planet. But the question is this: what would you do? What would you do? What would you do? When I was with those kids in gangs, I went up to Dylan and I tried to high-five him, and he pulled his hand away. I went to high-five him again, pulled his hand away. I went to high-five him one more time, and this time I pulled my hand. And he looked at me a little respect. And then after that, I get to play I'm a geek, and I say, okay, you do the game. He goes, I'm not going to do the game. I'm not a geek. I said, really? You're not man enough? He goes, okay. I'm a geek because I wear a Dora the Explorer backpack. And his whole face melted. He's like, I'm a geek because I'm grateful to God I'm alive. And his whole state changed. And he comes up to the office and he goes to high-five and he goes, this high-five's for real because you're my geek brother. And he says, from now on, he goes, I'm a drug dealer, I'm a member of a gang, I'm quitting the gang, and from now on, I'm not addicted to drugs. I'm now addicted to making people laugh. He's one of our leaders of laughter. He's in LA to this day, helping us spread the mission into schools. But the question is, what would you do? What would you do? What would you do? As I'm faced with the Palestinian and Israeli kids, I look at them and said, if I don't make you laugh in the next 60 seconds from your soul, I'll give you each $100. I look at my pocket, I have nothing, I have like a rupee, that's it. Right? So I see a CD player, it's Black Eyed Peas, let's get it started. I press play, and despite being Indian, I have no dance moves. I'm most rhythmically I'm like Indian Mr. Bean. So I'm doing my thing, dancing like crazy, and 2 hours later we get Christians, Muslims, and Jews completely connected. The girl says to me, I never realized Palestinians also like to sing in the shower. And the guy stands up and says, from now on, don't email us again individually. From now on, you email us as a group because we're one. So I tell you now, I invite you educators, TEDsters, join me, join this mission, and let's transform education in our homes and our schools by getting kids to accept the geek within and to empower them to be the confident and compassionate leaders that we know they can be, we know they will be, with the grace of God. Thank you.